Greetings, Eric Backer, naturopath from New Zealand. Thanks for tuning in. I'm the author of a book called Candida and I'm the formulator of a range of products for treating people with all kinds of gut problems called Candida. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to talk about cortisol today and its importance. I just found an interesting article in a local newspaper about why cortisol is so important. And I regularly get asked by people, through my Facebook page and through YouTube and just, different other areas of the internet, why cortisol is so important and why the adrenal function has any bearing in getting people to overcome a Candida yeast infection, excuse me, or whether it be a parasite problem or a gut problem in general, or many other kinds of immune dysfunctions that people get. So cortisol is an exceedingly important hormone that the adrenal glands make. So the adrenals make adrenaline and cortisol, our two main stress hormones. So adrenaline is more important in the alarm phase or the early stages of stress. And it's driven up to a very high demand by people who put incredible urgency and pressure on themselves these days. So, but today we tend to push the adrenaline up artificially also by, caffeine in particular, by lots of coffee and tea that we drink. So cortisol tends to be more the delayed response for stress and tends to have more of an effect really in the adaptation and exhaustion phases, even much more so than the adrenaline. So traditionally, when you look at stress in our lives as humans, we used to suffer from famines and wars and floods and things like that. Really bad a long time ago. We still do today, but not to the extent that we did. So cortisol was an important hormone to maintain the integrity of the body with long-term periods of stress. Now, many of you people watching this video right now will have long-term periods of stress. Maybe you're not a famine or a flood, or maybe you're not a war. Although we have got wars in many countries around the world today, there's no arguing that. But the big problem with cortisol today is people who've got very big mortgages or long-term low-grade relationship stress, or they've got work stress, or they've got some kind of stress that they're living under, some constraint. Now, a big link between cortisol here, particularly, is cortisol in its higher doses. Is going to really help to slow the metabolic rate down because it's thinking that you're going to be stressed long term, so it's going to preserve the body. It's going to preserve the fat stores. So this is one reason why people get that kind of spare tire, as they tend to get more stressed out. As stress continues on and on and on and on, the cortisol slowly drops off. And this basically takes the power away from your immune system because the white cells can't work effectively anymore with low cortisol. And this is what maintains a yeast infection on and on and on for some people, sometimes for years. A vaginal infection or jock itch or a skin problem or a gut dysfunction. So there's a massive link between long-term low-grade stress, low cortisol, and poor immune function. And particularly, as I mentioned, in the initial stages with high-term stress, with high adrenaline and high cortisol, until it hasn't been quite depleted yet, the person's going to get a very powerful immune suppressing effect, which makes them more prone to acute infectious disease. They won't necessarily feel the pain so much, but they may get a lot of weight loss in the initial few years. But as it continues on, the fatigue occurs more, the immune dysfunction occurs more, the long-term yeast infections occur more, and they're very hard to shift. You can read all about it in my book, Candida Crusher, or you can check it out on the other videos I've made regarding adrenal fatigue, cortisol, and Candida yeast infections. Thanks for tuning into this video. Click on the link if you haven't got my report, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.